I'm Grace Torrey, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Grace Torrey, and I am back with a whole new podcast episode. I may or may not, definitely did break my tripod, so we got a new camera angle going. If you are watching and not just listening, obviously I'm coming at you from a different angle. The new tripod is coming. I just have to get paid first, you know. So, it'll be here. It's just not here yet. It's okay though. We are good. We're all good in the hood, you know? We're good. But, hello. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday. I am excited for this episode. It's the first one that I researched in a little while. I haven't done a full-fledged research, dive into something, give you tips in a little while. Life has been a little crazy, but I'm back with one that is more along those lines. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about that. I am also excited to let you guys know that you can officially pre-order mystery boxes for your pet from shopthebarkade.com now. I will have the link down below. If you don't know, that is my new business where you can get mystery boxes that have toys and accessories for your dog. You just put in the breed and size, and then we will take care of it from there. So it is officially going to launch on November 1st, which means everything that is pre-ordered will ship on November 1st, but you are able to pre-order now. So I'm really excited for that. I'm glad that it's up. I'm having so much fun with it. I'm posting. We're on Instagram and TikTok and all the things. So that's kind of been what I've been up to lately. I've low-key been obsessed with it and obsessed with the inventory and doing something fun with my dogs, even though it's silly goofy and not exactly easy trying to get dogs to do something with you, but I've been filming with them and it's just been a good time. So if you have pets or if you want a gift for someone you know that has dogs, definitely check us out. You're supporting a small business, you're supporting me, and it literally would mean the absolute world to me and more. You would literally make my whole world. So yeah, nothing else really going on. Next time I talk to you, it'll be Sunday. So we are going out for Halloween. I'm really excited about that. It's gonna be Halloween weekend. It's my mom's 50th birthday. Lots of things going on. I'm really excited for all of it. And I can't wait to tell you all about it on Sunday and all the adventures, show you guys our Halloween costume, because I don't think I'm gonna say what we're gonna be until after I post it, but I'm really excited. I have mine already and I am super pumped for it. So Josh just needs to get his and get with the program because he's behind. Josh, if you're listening to this, I'm on to you, and I know that you don't have your costume together yet, so chop chop. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it for life updates, but don't forget to follow, all those fun things on whatever platform you're on. If you want to leave a rating or review, it takes about 2 seconds and changes my life every single time. I don't know why, but one review literally explodes the views and listens and all the things, so you would be helping me out a ton. Same thing as likes on YouTube. So if you want to give it a like, takes 2 seconds, means the world to me. So yeah, with that being said, today we are going to be talking about how to be productive when it's cold out, it's cozy season, and you no longer feel productive. I know for me, as soon as it gets cold, I think it got slightly colder a couple days ago, all productivity goes out the window. I just want to snuggle up in bed. I don't want to get out of bed in the morning. I don't want to get out of my warm car when I do go places. I don't want to get up early. I don't want to do anything once I get home. I just want to snuggle up and curl up and watch a movie and sleep. And that is not healthy. So we are going to be talking about how to be productive in these times because it's already hitting me really, really hard. I just have low energy, and I don't even necessarily know if it's seasonal affective disorder where you get sad, or if it's more of just not having energy, or what is going on. I don't really know the science behind it, but I do know that I just have no motivation to do anything, and that's not good. That's not good. We want to be productive year-round. There are 4 seasons in a year. If you're like me and live in a place where you experience all 4 seasons, you can't just be productive 1 season out of 4 because the other 3 are a little chilly for the most part. So we are going to jump right in. I did research as well as reflected on what's worked for me and what hasn't, and did a combination of that to talk about what tips are helpful and what you can do. And if something resonates with you, I would love to hear that you implemented it. Definitely let me know if you use it and see what the difference is for you. I would literally love so much to hear that. You can DM me on Instagram. That's probably the best way to tell me. But yeah, if something doesn't resonate, it's all good. There's plenty of other tips, and I'm sure something will sound like something you'd be interested in using. So yeah, I'm twisting my words so much today. I don't know what's going on. I just don't know. I don't know how to talk. It's fine. It's a Wednesday. I was at work all day. I'm tired, but we're good. We are here. We made it. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is a graphic I found on Pinterest that I thought was really helpful, and it is 9 ways to be productive on low energy days. So before I jump into this and before I jump into anything, I do want to add that I don't think you can be productive unless you have practiced some sort of self-care. Like, I cannot be productive when I roll out of bed, don't change, don't put any lotion or anything on, don't brush my teeth. Like, I am not productive in that state. So before you do anything, I think it's important that you're practicing self-care and you're giving your body a opportunity to feel its best, and then once you do that, it'll be much easier. So that is the number one thing I want you to take away from this whole episode, is self-care is the key to being productive. I know that self-care isn't easy, and that's when it's kind of hard, because if you're not being productive, you're probably not in the mood to go out of your way to be extra loving when it comes to loving yourself, but it's okay. So with that being said, let's get back to the 9 ways to be productive on low energy days. The first one is establish your daily best. So establish what your daily best is for you and try to strive for it. Open the windows and let the light in. Sunshine is so important. I've heard that it's so much more effective to actually go outside and spend like 10 to 20 minutes outside in the mornings before you do anything. So if you can do that, do that. But if it's cold or you don't live in a place where you're able to do that, opening the window is a good alternative. Allow yourself a slow, relaxing morning. This is genuinely so hard for me because I want to get up with 20 minutes to get dressed and go so that I can sleep in as much as possible. But it's actually so much healthier to wake up early, meditate, journal, do whatever you need to do, eat some food, and have a very slow, relaxing morning rather than a hectic one. So I definitely struggle with that, but it's something I'm going to be personally working towards for sure this cold season, winter, holiday, festive, cozy time. Nourish your body is a very important one. I'm going to get into that one more, but we're talking the whole wellness wheel. So physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, what are all of them? Emotionally. I think there's 7 on the wellness wheel or 6 on the wellness wheel, but make sure you're getting all aspects of your health and nourishing yourself in all the ways, because if you are pouring from an empty cup, it's not going to go very well. I speak from experience. Stick to simple and easy to achieve tasks or goals. As someone with ADHD, I cannot express this enough. Break your goals down. Break everything down into the smallest thing. Don't just write clean the kitchen. Write do the dishes, wipe down the counters, wipe the stove off, take the trash out, brush, sweep the floor, Swiffer the floor. Write it in very broken down things. Like, you don't want to just put clean the kitchen, because it's going to seem very daunting and you're not going to give any sort of like, or you're not going to feel any sort of accomplishment until it's all the way done, and it's just not a good time. Like, you get worn out, you feel overwhelmed. I do not recommend it. I definitely recommend breaking things down. And if you do have ADHD like myself, one thing that you can do is write down all the tasks you need to get done. Set a timer for 15 minutes, and every 15 minutes switch tasks. So 1 minute you're doing the dishes, 15 minutes go by, you are doing folding laundry, 15 minutes go by and you are sweeping the floors, 15 minutes go by and then you're back to doing the dishes. And it will take you longer to get things done, but you'll end up getting more done because you are constantly doing something different. So it's making you like mentally stimulated. I don't really know the science behind it, but I know that I get bored easily. I like doing something new very often. It's a new challenge, it's a new task, whatever. And you end up being more effective with the time that you do spend because you just I don't know, something about switching up, it all gets done. So if you are the type of person who operates better when you're doing new things and you get bored very easily, definitely try the 15-minute timer. Stay hydrated. This is key. I have been living off of liquid IV, and while I don't necessarily think that liquid IV is a good long-term solution, if you are feeling down, feeling sick, feeling dehydrated, and you need something that's just going to be like a pick-me-up, definitely go for the liquid IV before you go for something that's not as good for you. Like, if it's between Mio and liquid IV, 100 times over, I'm going to go for liquid IV. If it's between Gatorade and liquid IV, I'm going to go for liquid IV. But every day you should be getting the right amount of water. You should not be kind of cheating to get to it. But if you need a quick pick-me-up, liquid IV is what I go for. Give your daily tasks a timeline. This is kind of what I was talking about with the 15 minutes, but set an overall timeline. So you can do this a lot of ways. You can clean the kitchen and then give yourself an hour and then switch every 15 minutes. You can say that you're going to spend 15 minutes only on a task and then move to something else. But whatever your system is that works best for you, just make sure you're giving yourself a timeline and giving yourself time to just rest, relax, and if you don't get it done, it's okay. You still stuck to that timeline, and be realistic about it. If you can get it all done in that time, definitely do like a timeline that you think that you can get it all done in, but don't beat yourself up if you don't. Things happen, things come up, that's life. Next, take plenty of fresh air or snack breaks. Oh, I'm so bad about this. Guys, I'm eating way too much Halloween candy. I know, it's my weakness, and I'm so upset about it because I should not, like, I'm not the type of person who just eats processed food like crazy, but I have been going crazy for the Halloween candy just because it's been there, like, right in front of me at work, so I can just grab it, and I need to find a healthy solution. But I do agree, taking snack breaks and fresh air is very important. Make sure, if you're like me and you're not used to taking snack breaks, I'm used to eating 3 times a day and not snacking a lot. Kind of know what your diet is, like establish a diet. It's not a big deal to take snack breaks. There's nothing good or bad about it. It's just make sure that you kind of know what your diet is and what you're planning to eat and like what you consider healthy. Definitely try to go for the healthier things, and don't be feeding yourself a bunch of processed food every 15 minutes or whenever you snack, because you're gonna feel dull, you're gonna feel like you have no energy, and it's gonna suck. So that is one caveat I'm gonna say. If you are snacking, make sure it's things that are helpful and aren't gonna make you feel sluggish. The last tip is to show yourself grace. Like I mentioned, if things come up, things happen. It's not the end of the world if you don't get everything done. If you feel like you need to take a day off and you genuinely have a lot going on that's kind of led up to that point, then that's okay. You don't need to go 110 every single day. I think it's still important to be productive, but you also need to have your rest days. So give yourself grace, know yourself, be intuitive with yourself, and don't beat yourself up. There's always going to be more to do, so understand that you can still have more to get done and feel accomplished at the same time. So this next article, Pinterest-y thing, it's a article like I just mentioned, and it has tips to stay productive during shorter fall days. This is another thing I struggle with, is it's been getting darker earlier, and since that happened, all bets are off. I'm going to bed early. I'm not doing anything that I typically do, so I need to stop. And this is that list that's helpful. So yeah, let's get into it. Number 1 is don't start sleeping in. I know that when the days are shorter, you want to sleep in, but it's important to get up early so that you are using those daylight hours while you have them, because it does get darker earlier. And just don't even start the pattern. Like, getting up early is such a good habit that's super important. And I know it's hard, I know it sucks, and I know you don't always want to do it, but getting up early is the key to success and being productive, in my opinion. There's just only so many hours in a day, and if you spend more than half of them asleep, it's hard because it's going to take you probably like an hour to get up and get moving, and we don't need that, you know? So just establish the habit of getting up early now. Tip number 2 is enjoy the fresh, cold air. Getting outside is actually not that bad when it's cold. It sucks at first, but you get used to it. So learn to enjoy the cold air. Learn to go for walks and take it all in. It's funny because from a headspace point of view and like a clearing my head, meditating, I would much rather be in 20-degree weather than in like 90. I love cold weather. I love going for walks when there's snow on the ground. Something about the cold air just like shocks your system and you just feel so much more refreshed. So it's, you know, if you're looking to exercise, don't just completely cut off the idea of going outside and exercising. Don't knock it till you try it, and try to do it at least once or twice a week. If you're working out 5 times a week, try to do it 2 times. If you're working out twice to 3 times a week, do it once. It doesn't have to be an everyday thing, but I think it's so beneficial. Even if you're just like taking your dog for a walk, just really cherish it and take it in. Don't let yourself get too cold. Obviously, this one is like, you know, obviously, but it's true. If you're sitting there freezing, you're going to be way less productive than if you're sitting there comfortable. So I'm someone who, if I get too warm, I'm not productive. I just like snuggle up and go to bed. But if I'm freezing, I just want to curl up and go to bed. So take into consideration your body temperature and where you're going. If you're going somewhere where you need to layer, definitely layer, but don't let yourself freeze. That's not gonna help, and you're gonna fall asleep. Like, you're gonna want to go to sleep. Set fresh new goals. This is good for the new season, new goals. Setting new goals is helpful to be more productive because you get more excited and just like a refreshed sense of motivation for those new goals. So what I like to do is think about between now and New Year's and what I can realistically accomplish, and that's what I focus my priorities on. And those new goals are what kind of motivate me to get things done when the days are shorter and I don't want to do anything. Like I mentioned about moving outside and working out 2 to 5 times a week, make sure you're getting regular exercise. You should be doing some sort of body movement every single day. I mean, that could be like walking to class. That could be walking up and down the stairs at work all day. It doesn't have to be going to the gym. It could be taking your dog for a walk. But you should be doing some sort of movement every single day and make sure that you're moving your body. But you do need to make sure that you're getting regular exercise. When you are in colder, cozier seasons, you don't tend to do as much because you are freezing. But make sure that you're walking, jogging, running, getting it all done. I know it's hard to find motivation, but I just think about New Year's, and Halloween is very motivating for me because we all know we gotta, I like to do a little bit more scandalous outfits for Halloween. I'm on that side of things, so I like to make sure I look good. Number 6 is take supplements and vitamins as needed. Don't forget to talk to your doctor about this. Make sure to find out what you actually need, but make sure you are getting enough energy, enough supplements, enough vitamin, all the things. So what I take right now is B12 and fish oil. And I was taking vitamin C, but we ate all the gummies and I haven't replaced it yet. But that's what I take on top of like regular medication. On top of this, make sure that you are eating energy, nutrition, dense foods. I don't know what it is about this time of year, but I don't eat as nutrient-rich food, and I just don't have as much energy because of it. So make sure you're getting your greens, you're getting your fiber, you're getting all of the things that are important and helpful for you, because you're gonna need all the help you can get if you're like me in this time. So now that that's done, I have my own tips that I kind of came up with after reflecting. So let's talk about these. First one is you should clean your home. Make sure your house is clean going into the cozy season, because you're not going to want to do it when you feel cold and blah and you've been cooped up and blah blah blah. So create a space that you feel you can be productive and cozy at the same time in. So I have spaces where I'm more cozy and spaces where I'm more productive, like my bar downstairs, like our kitchen island bar, is where I feel like I'm more productive, whereas my room is where I can be more cozy. And I try so hard, which is really important that you guys are doing this. Make sure to clean up after yourself. I do the dishes as soon as I'm done cooking. I try to be more on top of laundry, because you are in your space more and it can get really overwhelming when you're not cleaning up after yourself often, so make sure you're doing it as soon as possible, and that way you don't have to do it later. Another tip is don't mix your productive and cozy spaces. So I'm trying not to edit or do anything in my room. I'm trying to do that in a space where I feel more productive, like my office, but vice versa. I want to make sure that my cozy places stay my cozy places, because you can get like this thought in the back of your mind when you go into places like your bedroom or lay on your couch and watch TV, where if you're used to being productive in those spaces, you almost have a sense of guilt. So don't mix them. Make sure you have a space where you can do both, and don't intertwine them. Like, why am I using weird words today? So next is find a coffee, tea, matcha, whatever you drink in the morning. If you are a morning beverage girly, smoothie, whatever it is, find a routine you love and can make it home. So I love coffee. I don't like the coffee at work, and it is free. So I typically go buy coffee, and that is very bad for you or your wallet. It's not necessarily bad for you. It can be if you're ordering sugary foods, but it is more important to make sure you are doing a routine that is healthier and more beneficial to your income. So I like, personally, a K-cup. I don't remember which one it is exactly, but I think it's called like Death Espresso or something like that. And I like that, and then I put it with this cream that is like coconut almond milk, has no dairy in it, and then sometimes I'll add a little bit of honey or something. But that is my go-to drink at home. And when you have a routine like that, it's just so much easier to do things, get into the swing of things, get excited about the mornings, save money, and it's more of like a habit where you just go and do it. Pay attention to your diet and ensure you're eating foods that energize you. So, like I mentioned earlier, you need to pay attention to your diet and make sure you're not eating processed foods that are bad for you, right? We already talked about this. I know you guys remember 2 seconds ago when we talked about this, but yeah, again, your diet is key. Do things with friends and turn it into a friend date. So go to the gym, run errands, etc. I did this a lot a couple years ago when I was still in college, and I was with a bunch of friends and we had nothing better to do than hang out with each other, because if you do things with your friends and then turn it into a friend date, it's more fun. So going to the gym seems really daunting when you don't have people to go with. Going to grocery shop seems really daunting when you don't have someone to go with. Going to return something sucks when you don't have someone to go with. So do it with your friends. If you guys have nothing going on, just go run all of your errands together and do it in like a day, and then pick a day once a week. You can do that. Pick a night if you don't have a whole day. There's a lot you can do with it. Remember why you're doing certain things and check in with your vision board. So the why is so important. Why are you trying to reach this goal? Why are you prioritizing this over this? I have a vision board for every month. You guys know I make one every month, so I remind myself of my goals a lot. But I also have a 2023 one that I look at all the time, and I have little reasons why I do things in my house in the form of like my animals. The reason why I work so hard is to bring them a life they deserve. And I have stuff like, what I like to do is I'll put stuff in my Amazon cart, and it's like, I can't get this until I achieve this goal, and so I'll do that. Just make sure that you are reminding yourself, rewarding yourself, and keeping your motivation fresh. Incorporate something into your routine that makes you excited to get out of bed. So whether that's your coffee routine, that's meditating, that's a favorite breakfast, that's something that you get to do, like, I don't know, a favorite outfit, an exercise, whatever it may be, find something in your routine that you can genuinely get excited for. I don't know about you, but when I get a new outfit and I'm so excited to wear it the next day, I jump out of bed. Or when I get a Starbucks gift card and I know that I get to go to Starbucks, I jump out of bed. And all it takes is one exciting thing to do that. I love my lighting right now. She is rough. So just find that one exciting thing that keeps you wanting to get out of bed early in the morning. So another one that's really important is not only to build your self-discipline and that muscle of having self-discipline, but also build your confidence in your ability to have self-discipline. So do little things that you would need to practice self-discipline for, and then make sure to recognize that you practiced that, you got it done, and that will make you feel so accomplished. And then as you exercise that muscle, you'll be more confident in your abilities, and you'll be more confident in what you can do, and you'll start to feel like you'll be able to take on more and more bigger and bigger goals. So that is pretty much it. I covered a lot when I was talking about tips from the research stuff. Like I kind of incorporated my own tips in there. So I had a lot on there that I already covered, so I didn't talk about them. But overall, I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know what tip you found most useful either down below or DM me on Instagram if you couldn't on here, if you couldn't comment on here. But I love you guys so, so much. Don't forget to follow on whatever platform you're listening on. My TikTok and Instagram are also in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, like, all the fun things. I upload every single Sunday and Wednesday. If you are watching this on the Wednesday night it comes out, I hope you have a great night. If you're watching this on any other day, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or night. I love you so, so much. Let's all go be productive queens this fall, cozy winter season. And yeah, I love you guys so, so much. Go out and meet your goals. Okay, bye guys.